Warning: the following contains strong language and, at times, may contain adult humor or more mature subjects. Please read the descriptions for any specific warnings. These also contain opinions and riffing. Understand what's being said is not to put anyone down or mock someone's work. It's all for fun and sharing. Please enjoy our reaction.
Hello everyone! Today we've decided to do something a little, I guess you could say crazy, as we, about last minute, decide to do a Remembranceathon right before Remembrance Episode 9 airs. And I know that's going to be a big one because everyone's waiting for it. I know I'm waiting for it. So here's everyone, because I figured that before we actually react to this all together, we all need to see and understand what Remembrance is before the big episode drops. So we have some people here who have seen it, some people who haven't seen it, and I'll start with me in the intro. I'm Pretty, the co-director, or Pretty Pegasus Wings, Pretty for short, Pegasus, whatever. Point is, I am the co-director for Conquest, and I also do art. I do the voice for Chrysalis and other characters that'll be popping up in episode 2. VChart, go!
I'm VChart. I am also the co-director of Conquest, and I am the local cunt. If you don't hate me yet, there's something wrong with you.
It doesn't take long. And on that note, my name's Happy Gunner. I am the voice of Tyrek in Conquest, sandwich extraordinaire, and I totally didn't hear about the series until just yesterday.
Okay, me. So, hi, I'm Pandemonium. You can... Nobody does, but you can. I've been watching Remembrance since the first episode came out, and I haven't seen the first episode since it came out, so this is going to be interesting for me.
I'm Optic Rankfall. I'm the voice actor for Conquest, voicing Gale Force and King Thorax. And I have seen Remembrance only a long time ago.
Alright, that sounds good. Noah.
I must say, I've never seen Remembrance, and I was hoping I never would. But goddamn it, I'm dragged into this hell. So let's get started.
I can't wait to get your reaction to this. It's going to be beautiful and amazing. But some fun.
A problem shared is a problem halved.
I need a fucking drink, and I can't drink.
So, fun fact before we begin. This was based off of what's his name? Argon? Right? Am I right?
I don't know.
Argon? Aragon?
Argon? I'm pretty sure it's Argon.
Aragorn?
Let me look it up real fast. I want to make sure I'm getting this right. I want to credit this guy. The nice thing is you type that in.
I was thinking either
here
or
Aragon. Arago Damon.
Who?
Who?
Isn't he the guy who does all the memes?
3D animator?
Yeah, those like really the ones like where Twilight is shooting Skulu out of a cannon.
Those SFM videos. Those are great.
Argo Damon, I think is how you pronounce that. Point is,
Yes, Science Twilight.
He made an animation a long time ago, about according to this 4 years ago, and that animation is what inspired this audio drama. Cool, huh?
Yay.
They're both called Remembrance.
Interesting.
So yeah. So you guys can watch that later if you want. If you haven't
Alright,
seen
let's
it.
get the shit show started.
Alright guys, we're gonna start this in 3, 2, 1.
Oh.
Excuse my coughing. I build up a lot of mucus in my throat, and I hate it. It sucks.
Yeah, same.
It's totally understandable.
I don't have the corona, I swear.
Oh
I
god.
swear to Jesus!
Long ago,
You don't have the big cough.
It's starting.
they were entrusted with the most sacred items in all of Equestria. These were called the Elements of Harmony. The leader of the group, Twilight Sparkle, was graced with the prominent title of being called the Princess of Friendship. Using the elements, they defeated many enemies, out of this world. But as the hands of time slowly turned, so did the moments with her friends.
And don't you just hate when your friends flash out of
One by
existence?
one, the elements
hate that
Same,
too.
right?
and
Hate
plummeted
when that
Twilight
happens.
back to where she
Just-
began her
Oh, there they
journey
go.
in solitude.
I would have had them fade if that
The
were me.
princesses became worried about their
Right,
friend
same.
and hoped that one day the elements could be restored.
Man, I wish I could see the princesses being worried.
There's a lot of pausing in the narration.
I know
Well, you know,
so too.
it's for dramatic effect.
Yeah. People do that. It kind of irritates me sometimes.
Yeah, you see there it is
Well,
inspired by.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
Like, it's not.
Remembrance.
It's not one.
Oh, legit so far.
Not remember what Ken said,
See, now I like this intro. I like it. It's sweet.
Wait, this is original?
I believe so.
Oh, sweet lordy.
I think it's pretty.
No, that's good.
Isn't it good? I think it gets replaced around episode 7, which made me sad because I like this intro so much.
It's like sweet.
Like, I get why it needed to happen, but it's so sweet. Why would? I know that person. I'm familiar. I've seen her in a lot of projects. She does a good job.
Yeah.
Copyright claims.
I just get excited when I recognize people.
Anyway, I was saying.
Oh, Night of
pausing for
Breath.
dramatic effect is kind of the opposite. Dramatic effect.
Yeah.
I remember she was so good, but then she dropped out. So sad.
Yeah, this is just nice. Like, you got the light there, you got all these, like, little memories, and you got, like, the memory filter.
Yeah.
Oh, this is so good. I miss it a lot. Again, I get why it changed. I got no problem that it changed. Just, this is just so nice, and I like it. And it's just
I'm
so
not ready to
lovely.
get hurt after watching this now.
Is the
I am
intro
now having
the only
serious
thing I like
second
about
thoughts.
this episode?
Wait.
Oh. That's such a good intro.
It's a good intro.
Oh, I kind of like this art style.
Oh yeah, there's
Yeah,
some.
it's
Oh, wait
really
till you get to the watercolor. It's not in this episode. It's in a later episode, but it's so pretty.
I don't know about those
Oh.
ones though.
Good morning,
Dinner.
Celestia. Good morning,
There's that
Twilight.
piano music.
Did you have a restful night?
It's just so overused. I'm
Rested up
sorry.
from monsters and debates.
It's awful.
I'm glad. I came here because I wanted to tell you that Cadence is coming to visit tomorrow, and we should prepare for her arrival.
Really? Woohoo! Really? I mean, very good. I will start the preparations.
That's pretty good.
You know,
Good
Twilight,
voice for Twilight, actually.
Yeah, Sheppa does a great job.
you need to face
Yeah.
that.
You know, I wonder what's for breakfast.
Hey, why face our problems when we could just ignore them?
Yeah.
Good morning, my sister. What is the matter?
It's nothing, Luna. It's just, I'm worried about her.
I am too, sister. But this is a normal process of grieving.
It's nothing,
Yes,
but it
but
is.
it's been 30 years. It's time for her to move on.
Remember when I was trapped on the moon for 1,000 winters? Did you forget about me and move on then?
Of course not. How could I forget you, my dear sister?
Of course I know.
But you weren't dead,
It's
Luna.
okay. But my point
Yeah.
is that Twilight is experiencing the pain inside her at this very moment. Soon it will disappear like her memories of them. Just takes time.
I'm gonna say, I think
Ugh.
30 years is enough time to be able to move
It's just
on.
like 30 years. Imagine being so depressed over someone for 30 years that you get like this. And that's one of my biggest problems is that
Friends
the
for life and all that, but then
What
suddenly,
is with that
no.
horn? That is a thick horn.
yeah, like that's one of my biggest problems with Remembrance is the time framing. 30 years is a way too long to be having these kinds of issues.
I think it was like
And not
5 years,
addressing them.
maybe 10. Oh man, this song.
Oh yeah, let's have a song even though nothing really significant has happened with the character to build up to this moment. You know, because musicals, what's that?
That's it.
What's that?
I mean, Alan Menken has a saying that singing happens when emotions become too great to speak, and dancing is what happens when singing is not enough to express those emotions, when they just get so big. So it's kind of hard to get into the song, considering who is Twilight? Like, yeah, we know who Twilight is watching the show, but this is a different Twilight. We're just being introduced to this world and this new everything. And then you have this big emotional song, and then, but who is this character? What is her turmoil?
Question, where's Spike?
Oh yeah, that's never answered, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
He wouldn't be dead, though.
I think
Yeah.
Ashley even said that she forgot about him in the first episode.
How the fuck do you forget about him?
He never gets brought up in any episode after either.
My boy Spike didn't deserve this. He's the #1 assistant, dang it.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate it when you use screenshots in episodes. Oh god.
Oh yeah, screen. I mean, that's just something you have to accept when it comes to these things.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of standard fare for sepia tone old pictures like this sort of thing to be used as memories.
Yeah, but I set myself up to a higher quality with Conquest and something like that.
I mean, again, when you're starting off in the non-drama, it can be really, really hard to find artists. Like, we allowed ourselves to be patient. Like, we wanted it. But some people just don't feel like they can do that.
Still, like I said, I set myself to a higher quality.
No, I understand, though. Everyone's different. Like, this song would have been nicer to have had at the end of the episode. Okay. Watching those high notes. Yeah.
Not gonna lie, I haven't been paying attention to the lyrics at all. I can hardly understand what she's saying.
It's basically her reminiscing over her lost friends.
The lyrics are more clear.
And how it's kind of like a lament, basically.
If the lyrics aren't clear, you can't hear them.
No, it's fine. Like I said, I think this would have just been better had we had more build up to the moment and let the emotions rise, and then it could have been released with the song.
Twilight, the guards are complaining you're singing again.
Man, 30 years. You know, it really still hurts after 30. Like, it will, yeah, but that seems like a
It'll
long
sting,
time.
but it won't, you won't,
You won't be extremely depressed about it.
Like,
yeah, exactly.
when you see the later events of the episode, you'll understand my problems with it. With how extreme the sadness really is.
Well, I mean, kind of the song she gave there that she's a broken pony and everything, it said, yeah, if you're just that shattered over it, it can be kind of hard to bring yourself back together.
Yeah, but at the same time, 30 years not to get the help you need?
30 years.
And not maybe
My
commit
grandma's
suicide?
mom died. My grandma's mom died 30 years ago, and she's, I mean, it still stings, but she's not depressed over it.
Yeah.
Don't remember.
My problem with it is that she seems to have valued her friends so much over her own life or even her own family. By the way, her reaction to Shining's death is non-existent, nor her parents, but it seems to be her friends that her entire character is so centered around. Like they were all she
Can we talk about how
was.
this was copy and pasted?
Now disappear before
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Extremely.
I mean, as an animator, copy and paste is a blessing.
You can't use the elements anymore.
Yeah, but that's animation.
Yeah, I know. We're cheaters.
Cheaters.
We are, though. It makes everything so much easier.
Yeah, that's...
Like, considering how hard it is.
Yeah, with how long it takes
Whoa,
to animate.
we got teeth. Was that Kingdom
That's
Hearts
a good
music?
kinky. That's a good kinky.
Oh, that's there we go, short hair again.
I like this art style. This is pretty nice.
Yeah, I love this person's art. It's
Ooh,
amazing.
that is nice. Yeah, definitely Kingdom Hearts music. And suddenly,
Celestia! Luna! Equestria is under attack!
Now, tell us what happened.
I was visiting the Tree of Harmony, and then this black
Shit.
mist showed up.
wait a minute,
It
that
went into
wasn't
the
a dream?
trees and turned them black, and then these shadows appeared, and they
Wait,
looked like
wait,
my
wait,
friends.
wait,
except
wait.
different. They had wide eyes and sharp teeth. I grabbed the elements and escaped before they destroyed them, but I don't know what
So
to
that
do.
actually happened?
Did you say?
Apparently
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Like,
So we had the song
That
number,
was her going
Yes.
to...
and they knew
and then we
everything
go
about
to these
me.
3 5-ish trees?
I think we know what you encountered, Twilight.
She goes back to the
Well,
place
yeah,
of
it's supposed to be like-
memory, going back to
The
visit.
virus that once infected
It's
me.
supposed, I
Get
think
that
it's
much.
supposed to be like their graves or something.
What do you mean?
Like, no, it's just, we go from this big song number, and then suddenly she's at the grave, and then suddenly she's back at the castle, and it... Where's the connection?
Teleportation.
That the nightmare is what transformed you into Nightmare Moon?
I didn't notice that before, wow.
No kidding. The
How did
nightmare
I-
turned you into Nightmare Moon? No way.
Thank you, Gunnar.
I thought that was like the nightmare that was giving her a nightmare in order to encourage this out of her.
The nightmare giving her a nightmare.
I figured that was like a part of the plan.
You know,
The
being a
problem
nightmare.
of the matter is that a darkness is approaching, more terrifying than you would ever know. But
Oof.
then how do we defeat it?
The only way to save Equestria is to use the elements once more.
But I can't wield
It'd
them
be
anymore,
like that sometimes.
since they left.
Well, but who's gonna use the elements?
Yeah, it's like Twilight doesn't have the other elements because, well, her
If you
element
just
is
stopped
magic.
being useless, this problem would be solved.
Yeah.
30
yeah.
years. How were they
This
able
isn't
to
your fault. We will find
handle
another way.
any evil that was coming
He
their
is
way?
right, Twilight.
Yeah, that's a good question. 30 years.
That's a really good question.
Yeah.
Easy. They just never had any evil for 30 years until this moment.
No.
Yeah.
Over the past, like, was it a few years she was with her friends over the show.
There's
It was
nothing
problem
wrong
after
with
problem.
evil. I've been searching for
But now
hours,
suddenly there
but there's
isn't.
And now it's
absolutely
like,
nothing here.
Fine.
Everything's fine. Chrysalis didn't return.
Is that you?
Kirak didn't return.
It's just you.
Fine.
What are you doing?
I was just
Who
looking
the
at the
heck?
latest volume of Pinnacles and Potions. It's going to be my next exam.
Yeah, I remember the Galaxy's voice changed. Right.
Who
Of
dis?
course.
Yeah.
I remember when I was a student just like
Who is
you.
this?
That is so weird.
Galaxy
Seeing as I'm
Star.
your student
It's
now.
her new student.
Yes.
This
that
was
a
before
long
Starlight.
time ago.
Is that Cutie Mark copied from somewhere?
What are you looking for, princess?
I doubt it. This isn't like
I
a.
don't.
This
I mean, you can kind of see the element of magic symbol in it, though.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Being her
The
student.
six-pointed star.
Yes.
Compared to the
And
compared
I
to Twilight's
don't
Cutie
want you
Mark
to
and
get
her
hurt.
Cutie Mark, it looks
But this is what my
Okay.
studies is for. I want to help you, princess.
I can't help it. I hear that kind of whine. All I can think is.
I guess you're right.
You know what I mean?
Can't endanger you any further.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I just can't help it. I can't stand whiny teenagers.
But if you ever need anybody to talk
Oh,
with,
but nobody understands me. This whole thing is just terrible.
Really means a lot.
no problem. But I'm sure whatever the problem is, if we fix the elements, I read so much
Oof.
about
How old is she?
how they help you save a question
Probably
from
a
monsters,
late
villains,
teens,
even sirens. I remember
Early-
when
Maybe
they
early
said,
20s.
early 20s.
"What's wrong?"
yeah. With that voice.
Nothing.
Yeah, I mean,
Galaxy.
I know a 17-year-old with a really high-pitched voice. It's not uncommon.
You know whose voice that reminds me of? Fucking Ashley from Resident Evil 4.
Aren't the elements the
Leo.
I wouldn't know.
Princess of friendship and all.
Isn't that sweet? I think it's sweet though that she is trying to offer her help. Like there's all these, well, all these people in her life that are offering her help. And had this like happen like a year after their death, that probably would have worked really nice.
And my friends.
But the 30-year time shift.
But the
And plus
30-year
it's-
time shift.
Well, it's also something that she said about how she's tired of being useless and everything, and then starts refusing people's help.
Yeah.
That just bugs me.
It does.
I can't stand people who do that.
I'm so
Aw.
depressed, sad, and useless. Hey, I would be happy to help you, be your friend, and give you counseling and support. I don't want that! Ugh.
Like,
Maybe.
going
Remember
through that,
someone like that from the cast of Mother Chrysalis.
Ugh.
like going through that kind of shit myself. I hate when people do stuff like that.
So that's where they stored the elements? Oh, in the box.
Yes. Yeah, just like the one that Celestia used to have.
I'm not too sure.
She's like a mix of Pinky and Twilight, I just realized this.
A little bit, yeah.
Now I have to go practice my teleportation.
I do like
guess
her
the voice
freckles. The
doesn't go.
freckles are cute. Don't worry, the voice changes. It gets better.
Just in case.
But I like her freckles. I think she's a cute idea. And better than Starlight.
Twilight,
Whenever somebody has freckles,
The answer
I'm
is
in love,
65.
so...
I mean,
there you are, Twilight. Have you been in the
Oh
library
god, the
all
vectors.
I know.
no.
I mean, they could have made Twilight a little
I
smaller.
was just trying to find someone that will help
Vectors
us
can be
defeat the
fun.
nightmare. But I have
Yeah, but when you're using
Well, thank you for
From
your
the sh-
dedication, Twilight.
I
you
guess.
get this problem with the layering.
Found an answer to
Because
Yeah.
the characters
Really? What is it?
yeah.
Calm down. I know
I'm
of a
surrounded
zebra
by artists.
in Ponyville who could maybe help with the problem.
Yes, you are, Gunner.
I don't know what any of it means.
Yes.
All I know is
I really
Photoshop.
don't like going
That's
back,
it.
But this may be the only opportunity we have.
Of course.
I think it's
Where's
interesting
Julia?
that
I need
despite
to
knowing
know.
that Twilight is this depressed for 30 years, they still are like, yeah, we need you, Twilight. We can't do anything about this. We still
I
need
wish I
you.
could come with you, but Luna
I mean, hey, waiting on Twilight and her friends is a hard habit to break.
This is difficult, but you
Yeah.
have to go with us.
I mean, it's not like inaccurate or anything, but it just makes me laugh a little bit, because, yes, that's true.
I'll leave immediately.
It's
I mean,
It's painfully true.
Take this so that you won't be recognized.
Oh yeah, because she's going back to Ponyville, by the way.
One more thing, Twilight.
Yes, because
Wait,
Black
where was she
Cloak and-
storing that?
Oh,
I'm not able to
everything.
come with you. I have already asked Galaxy.
Wait,
Well, you know, it
going back to
it could be
Ponyville.
worse.
Excited to learn about where
It could be worse.
Really?
Oh.
Thank
They
you.
could have given her a
See,
wig.
Way worse.
Of course, Twilight. You
Yeah.
better get going. The carriage leaves soon.
I think I'm going to take the train. For old time's sake.
See, these are like little ideas like this, like taking the train, because
Yeah, that's a nice touch.
there's lots of nice touches. There really are, despite my problems.
Wow, this is so cool. I read about Ponyville in books. They told me the balance.
Where is that cloak?
Is that a base edit or is that?
That's a base
Ponyville?
edit. That's definitely a base edit. Probably Applejack, because freckles.
It's okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
It was
think so.
exciting to see
Yeah,
where
you see the horn looks very drawn in.
Do you think you could
Mhm.
just
Yeah.
Twilight?
Again, you gotta work with what you work with sometimes, unfortunately.
I mean, to their credit, you do kind of have to, like, really look at it in order to tell.
Yeah. Like, I don't care. I'm here to listen to the audio. I'm not here to just watch the video. It's an audio
Wait,
drama.
is this Brony Cooper? Hold on.
That's where
Oh, it is Rooney
Yeah.
Cooper. Or,
Oh my
And-
god!
yeah.
over there.
The
is
art?
where the main
Yeah,
school
yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's definitely her. That's definitely her work. Yep.
The old art. Oh,
Thanks so much for helping me, Twilight.
Oh, don't you just hate when you get PTSD from your friends' interactions?
right? Oof.
Ugh.
I hate when that happens.
Oh, it's awful.
You just stop and remember something your friends told you and then you get instant depressed.
Twilight. Twilight.
Twilight.
Yo, bitch.
I need that. I need a version of that right now.
Oh gosh.
Oh my god, animation! Animation!
I am glad I could be of service.
Look at Harry Potter the pony!
Oh no!
She lives in the Evergreen Forest.
The Evergreen Forest?
Wait, who is that?
Heck does she live
That was Harry Potter the pony.
Beats me. A couple of us have tried to convince her to move out of that shabby shack and into
Hmm.
Ponyville. But
They're
she
talking
says
about
no.
a zebra, which I'm assuming is Decor's daughter.
I don't know.
A zebra.
Zikora?
Hmm.
Yeah, I think that was it. you going to buy something?
Why is
or play a
his
game of
arm attached to his neck?
Of course.
That's a good question.
Very helpful.
Anatomy.
Sure, kid. Have a good day.
Anatomy.
Equestrian anatomy changed in 30 years in Ponyville.
See, they had to develop their hooves to go higher for defense purposes from the Everfree Forest.
Jesus fucking Christ.
It's a completely legit explanation, V. Get with the program.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I like how she continues to wear her royal, like, hooves there while trying to blend in.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's fine.
Something touched my galaxy.
It's fine. No one noticed. We're fine.
It's fine.
Things are going to
People
touch
don't
you.
notice those things.
I know, but
This is Ponyville. They're noticing the vines coming out of the forest more than the hooves.
This is just galaxy is just so
Well,
cute
you
here.
don't
Oh my
have to worry,
gosh.
because we are here.
I cannot stand the high-pitched voice.
Why
It's
is the
so
freckles
Hello?
on her, like,
Zilia?
behind, like, near her ears?
Who are you?
Wait, her name's
Hello,
Zilia?
Zilia.
Whoa.
My name
Yeah.
is
Totally.
Wait, what?
Yes, I know of you.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah,
The
that's...
princess
Yeah,
of Friendship
it's not.
has come to
It's not Sakura.
search
No, it's
200%
something else.
zebra.
How do you know me?
What?
My mother's
Uh.
talked of you quite fondly in the past. I do say it is quite an honor to finally meet you, Miss Sparkle.
Oh, I'm not sure I would call it an honor.
Hey, no rhyming.
I'm just a normal old pony. Anyway, we need your help. This creature called the Nightmare is threatening to destroy Equestria, and we were wondering if...
Old? Yes. Normal?
Oh.
No.
You know,
Yeah.
this massive nationwide threat. Yeah, we're only telling a couple folks.
Ah!
Here it is. This is a collection of complications you have overcome. See? You are far from normal.
Cilia, that's great. But Princess Celestia said you could help me with...
Yes. Ooh, my soup is ready.
Zilia, we really need your help
My
with...
soup is ready.
You should head into Ponyville later and get some carrots.
Some good soup.
Yes. Carrots sound good.
Zilia! We really need your help with the Nightmare.
I am sorry, but I can't help you.
But Princess Celestia said...
Yeah, she needs her lunch.
Because you can't wield the elements like
Can't
that.
fight evil on an empty stomach.
Like,
Oh, no, I can't.
what?
You can't.
Like
Mm-mm.
that. The elements can be used now.
I love how they, like, all the answers are, like, just ask the
I'm
zebra.
sorry, but I don't understand. How can I
Like,
stop the
we
Nightmare?
have these 1,000-year-old princesses who have personal experience with the nightmare that took over Luna, but we need to go see the local zebra in the Everfree
I
Forest
still
to
don't
get
know
the
what
full
that
info.
means.
Love
How about
that.
I put it another way?
Demonetized.
No, please go back to the other art style. Please go back. Oh my gosh. Oh my god.
Those knees.
Oh, this just. Oh. I'm sure it's a good song, but man, this
Hey,
animation I
Cecilia
just can't
can't
watch
hurt
it.
you. She's not real.
No.
Oh.
Please, no.
The savior of Equestria, time and time again.
It's like Generation 1 using.
I did find it funny when we get to, like, this big emotional song, and then it ends on this.
I hate how the hair is drawn. It looks like fur.
Like a what?
It looks just like fur.
It does.
Open your heart once more.
Like, it doesn't
Is
look
this
like
song
hair.
really necessary?
Okay, that is
Yeah,
kind
I
of
mean, that's a good point. Is this song really necessary?
2 songs in one
musical is
episode.
always necessary.
Go back in time to find your friends and
Sure,
find
yeah.
yourself
Let's
once more.
defy the laws of that, like we learned we shouldn't do in that one episode.
These are the things that you will need to create balance once more. You gotta dig a little deeper, rediscover who you are. You gotta dig a little deeper to save the elements. You have to find what you lost.
Did she decide to go back in time?
Yes,
Yeah.
because that's reasonable to fix your issues.
Well, I mean, kinda, yeah.
Cilia, how
Like I said, remember that one episode where she learned that going back in time wasn't going to fix her problems?
Isn't that kind of like possible?
I have just the thing to get
And of course the zebra would have a time-traveling spell book.
Kind of throw magic in there and say, yep, just magic. It'll fix the problem.
I got something to say about that, but I'll just wait until the end of it. At the end.
Alright.
Twilight's just so done.
Spontaneous song is infectious.
Well, on you go. I have many things to do today.
Wait,
I feel like Sakura conveyed everything in rhyme, and she conveys all the important stuff in song.
Let's go, Gal.
Does someone take a picture of what is it?
Galaxy. What? It's catchy.
Oh god.
Yeah, it's getting a little high pitched for me.
Twilight.
Look how done Twilight is.
Yes.
Who's there?
She wasn't very
Kiki!
What do you mean?
And she muted herself.
Threw this
Wait.
book at me and slammed
Hi.
it over our faces.
Yeah, muted.
You came in like the middle of the end of the reaction.
That's all she said. She also said something
That's
about
fine. I have to
going
deal with
back
my,
in time and
This is
finding
fine.
herself.
We'll make it work
She
while we're
wouldn't explain
recording.
What that meant.
Okay.
Let me see the book, Twilight.
I need to turn you up, Kiki. Your volume is so low.
This is a book of old
Probably because usually I'm screaming, so you have to turn me down.
Whoa!
Oh my god, Luna's main.
But these are just some dusty
Beautiful.
spells that don't even work.
Oh my
How is this going
gosh.
to help us?
Galaxy just went
Not
full
sure.
derp.
But I do believe Zelia wouldn't have given this book
Hi
to me
guys.
if there wasn't a reason.
Maybe the
God.
spell isn't useless, but unfinished.
What do you mean?
Sure.
Unfinished.
Sure.
Wow.
That works.
You became out from it finishing one of Star's real
Oh
spells.
god, I hate her voice.
But it's like, she knows how to try to travel spells.
You're a
She's done it
genius.
before.
Look, here's a spell that allows a pony to go back in time, but only for a short while. But what's missing?
Why don't you recite it and see what happens?
I'd rather not, seeing as last time I almost destroyed my friends' lives. Wait! There! When one heart is lost in the depths of time itself, one must go and set things right by rediscovering the place in which they began.
Because of course, that's the spell that she needs. It's like so very specific to her situation. That the zebra
Yeah, I
just
don't know
happens
if
to
this is
have.
going to work, but I'll do it anyway.
Yeah, sure, let's do it. Right here, last time that worked out so well with Star Swirl spell. Remember that?
Yep.
Alright, here we go. We got all the artists here. Yeah, it's Panda Games.
Oh, Panda Games.
You think Panda changed their name or
Perhaps.
I don't think so.
oh, Silver Swirl.
That's pretty good. A few plot.
Oh, Mad
Sorry,
Art.
but
Oh,
Christmas
that's
wasn't
Mad
bad.
Artist? Oh, wow, her style has changed so much. Her, right? Or they? Should I say they?
Who are they now? What's your style now?
Mad Artist. Do you remember the recap in Love and Kindness? And it had that one animated sequence? I'll pull it up after when we're done with this. I'll show you guys.
Okay.
It got better. I promise it got better.
Oh, Ice Gaze. Thinking it's Twilight.
Oh, Ice Gaze, huh? Nice job, Ice Gaze. This is a sweet picture to end on, though.
I just like cherry blossoms, so the little like leaves are full.
Alright, that's the end.
Oh! Oh, episode
So,
2.
anyone want to start with the thoughts?
I mean, aside from a couple of plot features that I thought could use some improvement, yeah, that was alright. I give it a 6 out of 10. That's just me, though.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, about maybe 5.5. I feel like it didn't really hit that extra 0.5 to get to 6 just yet.
Yeah.
I feel it's a little bit on the average side, because like I said, the connection between, wait, what's going on, and the place of the songs, and the fact that it really could have given Twilight a lot better character introduction, and the 30 years, stuff like that just kind of builds for me.
I give it like a 4.5 or a 5.
I think the fact they were just going a little quick with the plot, it's kind of like...
Yeah, that's my
she's
problem.
grieving her friends, then, oh, there's this Nightmare Darkness, and then, oh, we gotta go to Ponyville. Oh, there's this zebra hut. Oh, now I got this book. Oh, now I'm back in time. Cool.
Yeah, that's my problem with it. Like, it doesn't need to be 2 hours, but it would have been nice if first episode introduced the norm for Twilight.
You mean 2 hours like Conquest?
Oh, God. We're a different breed, okay?
You mean we're a more purebred kind of...
Oh my god. Every story is different. We just happen to need 2 hours because we're the Odyssey.
We're the Odyssey.
We're the Odyssey of the MLP audio drama world. We're the epic.
Yeah, you are.
So,
yeah, but...
not for everyone.
So
Believe
underrated.
me, 2 hours of editing.
We'll see how far Conquest goes. I mean, hey, one
Are you
episode
kidding
of
me?
band is not too... It's a start. It is a start.
We're gonna finish this beast.
Yes, we will.
Alright, back on topic. I personally had some issues with it, obviously, with how it was constructive story-wise, but you could definitely see there's a lot of great ideas just from the start. I think it could have used some spiffing up. I feel like the princesses obviously needed to work, the time frame needed to work, like general to and fro needed work, stuff like that. Just like little tweaks, and this would have been a great starting episode. I even didn't have much problem with the intro recap, because I feel like that did a good job to introduce it quickly without bogging us down, because, like, yes, of course you know the story, but we also need to introduce it, because when you write a story, you want to write it like no one knows what you're talking about. No one knows the characters. That's generally the idea of how you want to start a story. So yeah, it's for a first episode of an audio drama, I think it did a pretty fair job. And that's what you just improve on over time. You don't get it right away.
Optic, didn't you say you had something to say at the end?
Yeah. So Twilight thought that time travel, long-wise, not short, but time travel isn't possible. Did she say that, or?
If she said, want me to go back and check?
No. Galaxy said that.
Oh, Galaxy. Well, yeah.
So yeah, and yeah, spoiler alert, they added Starlight, so Twilight should know well that it is possible to time travel.
Yeah. Because she, again, wasn't it? Was not less than 0, it was, It's About Time. It's about, sorry, I had to plug in.
It's About Time with Metal Gear Twilight.
Yeah, like that was like the episode where she learned that, going back in time wasn't just going to solve your problems. You really shouldn't mess with time. She even said that to Starlight. I mean, this was before Starlight, so I can't really say that. But she should know that time travel wasn't going to fix her problems. I don't know why they're suddenly introduced again. Like, oh, well, I mean, if what it did was show memories and have her relive those memories, where is it necessarily time travel, but she is relearning things, re-experiencing. But then, of course, that begs the question, if she could do this, and she really is this broken and depressed and feels that useless, why didn't she use a time travel spell? That a zebra had, of all things, if it's that accessible.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder. And that's now mind you, that question is going to pop up a lot, and it's going to get a lot bigger as time goes on. If you think it's bad now, no offense. But when you introduce big elements like this, you have to remind yourself, if your character is acting this depressed after 30 years, speaking from a personal standpoint, if you are that depressed, you will go to any length to stop feeling that way. That's a long, long time to feel that way, immortal or not. You got to really consider that when you write these kinds of things. Like, if you're going to add time travel, resurrection, like these big things, and you have a character that is also acting this extreme, and you also make it this accessible that a zebra would have something like this that they absolutely could not use, then you have to ask yourself, is this a smart idea, or will that break my narrative and characters?
This is kind of why I hate those kinds of things. Like, time travel and resurrection are kind of the two things I just will never touch if I'm doing a story, because I know that there's so many different ways that could be done.
Endgame.
Actually, yes, that is one of my chief complaints about that movie. The fact that Endgame they did a decent job explaining it, but still, you use time travel in your movie, you're gonna have to expect a couple of hiccups. Plot-wise.
Yeah.
For what it was,
There's no going about that.
it did a good job. I will say that. If I ever were to mess with time travel, it wouldn't be time travel, it would be jumping around to alternate universes or timelines. That would be as far as I take it, because who doesn't want to explore an alternate timeline? Let's be honest.
Honestly, though? True.
Me.
I mean, that doesn't break it as much, because you're not affecting your timeline in any way. You are affecting other timelines.
Yeah.
That doesn't break it nearly as bad as in your own timeline, because then you have to be like, well, how does this affect this? And all that other junk. And then in cases like this where characters are super, super depressed, and I mean insanely depressed, when we get to the second episode, I'll explain the time frame on Cadence, because good lord.
Ooh, Cadence.
Good lord, if it's been 30 years for Twilight, wait till you hear how long it's been for Cadence to be acting like she is.
Ooh, yeah.
Like
So
I
I
said.
guess this means it's a good transition in episode 2?
Oh yeah, like, I do want to say though, that it was one of the first lessons I was taught in my script writing class, or not first lesson, it was actually near the end of the year, was to consider age and time. I remember that, because I was sad about that. I didn't consider it myself, because I didn't think about it. I was just thinking, well, I guess this works. I know, it's kind of a funny segue in there, but that's something you really got to think about, is time and how that affects people, because when you deal with something like that every day, it does take a toll on your mental health. It could be anything. It could be your environment or your own self. Feeling that kind of worthless for a long period of time does wear on you. And it doesn't take 30 years for that to happen, to where you get completely broken. It can take months or a year. It's not long. And that's why I say you need to consider the time frame. If it was closer to their death, it would actually be a lot more powerful, because she's just fresh off of it. But now it kind of comes off like Twilight had no self-confidence whatsoever in herself, which is weird, because she started the series as very independent, but now she's suddenly so dependent that she can't actually live without her friends.
Yeah.
That's something you gotta really consider, because, again, she's probably been alive for 130 years, probably. That's a long time to just completely regress. That's just something for Ashley at this point, there's nothing you can do about it. The best thing you can do is just keep going on as you do and act like it's normal, because trying to address that problem is only going to make your problem a lot worse. But this is just for future writers. Please consider that. Please consider that when you're writing. It will affect how people view your story, because the larger the time frame, the more you have to consider. And that will segue to episode 2, because, oh god, here comes Cadence.
Ta-da! This is a good time for Kiki to come in.
Kiki.
So yeah, thank you guys for being here. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode. Woo! Remembranceathon!
Yay!
And we'll see ya. Bye!